Hey everyone, it's Viviana here. Welcome back to Vivi ReStyle and Shine. Today I'm super excited to show you how I transform to simple button-down short in one-of-a-kind duster jacket. And yep, that's me modeling right there. We are going to go step by step through the whole process, including how I added the special John Lennon appliqué on the back and even my own unique distressing technique. So let's jump in and get started. This is the back of the duster where the main appliqué will be attached. And this is a close-up of the side. It's gonna be a lower high model. So it will be lower in the back and longer in the front. Here I show you a close-up in how I attach the sleeve of one of the flanner to give an extra length and create like this lower high model of this duster. Look really pretty. I hope the image they will make justice because they really give a nice detail, because the sleeve usually they have buttons, so they look really nice. We're gonna put trim all around, we're gonna put an extra applique, we're gonna bleach also the pieces, and I'm gonna show you detail how I do it. But please send me a message if you don't understand something, because I'm pretty new in this YouTube. How you can see here, I should put the camera horizontal, I put it vertical, so please ask me any question. The idea for this model in particular is to leave the stripes like this tight on the front. I want to leave the back almost leave the same length. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curve it here a little bit more, going up here, then cutting at this high more or less. I'm gonna leave probably 1 inch, half inch for the sewing the seam allowance when they go together. Leave the two stripes like I did this model over here. The back of this one I want to leave it longer because I used this John Lennon shirt as an applique. I want to be able then the entire image can stay under the same color. Of course, I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna distress this a little bit. I'm gonna show you how I distress that. It's a really fun technique to use. Like up here. When you have a check like this, it's really easy because you can almost like counting from here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 check. I'm gonna mark it. That is the eye. The same are gonna be to the other side. 1, 2. I'm gonna bring it on my table to cut it off.
I use a chalk marker to draw my design of the topper part. I love to use a chalker because they're really easy to erase. Then I use the part I cut as a pattern to draw exactly the same shape to the left side of the shirt. Make sure the seam allowance they matching to have the perfect placement. Is this piece cutting like this with these two long strips over here. They come like this. We're gonna add the other flange, this one over here. Let's cut it together. Here we're gonna make a straight cut over here. We're gonna be careful to don't touch these seams. After I'm gonna show you why I don't want to touch these seams. I want to cut outside. I will try to don't touch this part. Absolutely try to cut it over here, straight here. I think we're gonna lose probably this pocket, or we can go because I like to keep the pockets. We're gonna go around here, then we're gonna go high up to here, then they're gonna go straight here again. Don't touch, careful to don't touch the seam. There is the seam. We're gonna cut over here outside of these seams over here like this. One time we cut, we're gonna have the main part plus the two sleeves. They're gonna put it on the side because we're gonna use it later. So I'm gonna actually cut the actually pocket, because what I like is what is left, like the sewing part they look like a decoration to me. I'm gonna put also more decoration on the top. You will see after. Now is the time to join the two flannel together to create our duster. Be careful and try to match the buttonhole with the buttonhole all the seam allowance as well is really important to try to become the most symmetric you can. I use a lot of pin when I joint the flannel together because it's gonna be easy for me later on. Here you see I'm matching the seam allowances of the side of both flannels. Now the only left I have is to pin all around the both pieces. When you arrive to the bottom part, again try to matching button to the same height. Look like there is a lot of pinning here. Trust me, they're gonna make your life much more easy if you pin it really well. Let's bring it to the sewing machine now. I use a zigzag stitch to join the two flannel together. I love zigzag because they look like an extra decoration to me. Now let's prepare the John Lennon shirt. They're gonna be my main decoration. I'm gonna cut all around. I'm gonna use a technique that I actually invent myself. I use this X-Acto knife, or you can use also a box cutter or a sharp knife if you want. I create little hole all around the shirt. You can use this technique basically mostly with the stretchy material. They will look better than anything. I love to use it on shirts. One time I create a hole, I stretch it also a little bit, the hole I just created. I love to leave a kind of a long fringe on the ends of the shirt. Now is the time to bleach. I put some bleach in a bowl. I saturate a little towel to drag the bleach in the area where I want. Look, bleaching is not an exact science. Depend of the material, the shirts, flannel in this case, is made. They will bleach faster or slower, become one color or other. It's always a surprise. I love it for this too. Just watch and see when the color become your desired color. That is the time to rinse it. In this case, I put the bleach in the center of the shirt, also at the end of the sleeves. The sleeves, I directly put them in the bowl because I want it much more lighter than the center part. Here you can see I put the ends of the sleeve, and I just wait. I wait until the color they become the one I desire. I want to bleach also the tip of the t-shirt. I will dip it directly, just the tip on the bowl. Now is the time to rinse the shirts. I just do it with water. I want to use also an extra fabric for a background of the appliqué, and I will do with the John Lennon t-shirts. I take some pieces of fabric. This fabric is from Tim Holtz. It's an American designer. He makes all this printed fabric a little grunge, a little with element, rusty and vintage. I really like his style. That is one of his collection. I tear it in pieces because I like the ends to be a little bit fray and not so straight with a straight cut, clean cut of the scissor. So I already started to fray and distress it with a simple glue stick. I like to place it because in this case the pin they will be not as comfortable. With this method also the fabric they stay really flat for me. After when I gonna sew around with the free motion technique is better because they stay in the exactly place where I want it. At the end of my work I always wash the piece I do in the iron, so the glue stick they will just dissolve. You will not even noticing they was there on the beginning. I will place all the back of the shorts with this fabric. I will not place any fabric in the direct middle because on top of this one they will go the shirts I distress and bleach prior with the John Lennon face. Here I'm tracing like to make another patchwork. This patchwork this time they're gonna be underneath. I will cut exactly like the rectangle or the shape I want the patch to show up. Then I will place the other fabric from behind this way. In this case also I use the help of the sticky glue. It's just a paper glue to place the applique.
Here, how you can see, I fix it better. I do put some extra pin because this is just a straight line. Before then I did the pin behind, I did put also some glue stick. Here I'm overlapping another rectangle of a really similar color same fabric. Is an old newspaper, is also from a Holtz collection. I decided I will use like this cream color for secure the piece, the appliqué, and the base of the shirt. I apply it with a zigzag stitch. I pivot the fabric. I always use this is a little hook. I don't know how to explain. I don't know actually the name of this. I think it's stiletto. I use it to also guide the fabric and keep it all flat, even the small little pieces. I pivot constantly the machine. I just lift the presser foot. I'm lucky enough that this machine have a knee presser foot, or you can make it with a pedal, depend if you this kind of fancy machine is a Bernina 8080. In this case I use the knee lift, so you don't see every time I turn is because I lift a little bit the presser foot. Like this they give me the possibility to turn the fabric in every direction. For this backward applique, mean that the fabric is coming show up from the back of the garment, I decide to use a decorative stitch that is looking really like a blanket stitch. If you have a decorative stitch it in your machine, it's always fun to use a different stitch. They're gonna give also an extra decoration on the garments. I use a different decorative stitch for the applique. Is overlapping the back applique, if you want to call it like this. This one have a little triangles, is looking really cute. Now I spray the entire back of the main applique with the spray glue. I really like to use a spray glue in this occasion because it's a big surface first. Because with these dresses before there are many little pieces and hole, then I want to be able to place it exactly where I want it. Like this is just a temporary glue. They will go away because on top of this image we gonna free motion. Is a simple technique. This is use it a lot on quilt. The only things you need to do is use it darnen. I think it's called darnen embroidery feet. You need to put up the lower the feet dog, so like this you can move the fabric freely. You will see it's a really simple technique. You want to be completely flat. You don't want this stuff to move around. For this I use a lot of this uniform coat of glue, so like this I can really place each piece. They will not move from the position when I go on top with the machine. I use also some extra sticky glue like pepper glue, just because really you don't want these two surfaces to move on you. The technique we're gonna use to fix this applique is called free motion. Free motion, in this case I have a super fancy presser foot because I have this lovely machine that is Bernina 880. Any darnen presser foot, they will work perfectly fine. You're gonna go with the free motion. You will lower the feed dog of your machine. You will free motion all around. I love to use this stiletto again when I'm sewing this little part, especially in this case. Like this you can move and place the fabric. The t-shirt fabric tending to roll in itself, so when you sew in it's really handy to have these little instruments because they help you to keep the fabric nice and flat. I will go all around this image. I will sew all around every single cut and every single distress. Like this they will not move it. It's not necessary. I love the way it's They give an extra texture and different dimension when it's sewing. If you want, you can leave it without sewing. I like it to be like a fixed. Every single hole they will be fit. I also go around the face of John Lennon. I give some texture on the air side as well, almost like an embroidery. They take me almost 2 hours to complete the entire sewing. Right now I add an appliqué with this specifically technique is on the hoop applique. You need to have an embroidery machine to do exactly this one. If you don't have an embroidery machine, doesn't matter, because you can cut the shape of the hands and embroidery with the darning foot. Then this is foot, you can see, you can use it manually when you lower the feed dog. You can do it even without. I actually gonna show a video in my channel how to do applique without this fancy embroidery machine. Everybody can do it with any sewing machine. You just need to change the darning foot, that is this foot that you see right now. Then every machine have the chance to have it. You lower the presser foot, you can do it yourself. Here I added some really cute ribbon. Is a cotton, 100% cotton ribbons. Is almost like a measurement tape. Here is another ribbon. This is also from Tula Pink. Is another American design. I love her. She make limited edition, nice fabric, really cute ribbon as well. If you have an embroidery machine, check her, because she also have embroidery file as well. All these little details, they're gonna make your piece more interesting. It's a really nice way to use trim, lace, then probably you collect forever. Don't be afraid to use your nice trim, your nice ribbon, because we all do the same. We keep it in boxes and collect them. They are little details. They really make the difference when you do this type of work. A lot of my trim I sort online in eBay, Amazon, or thrift stores. So this duster is something you can have fun with. In this case, I choose like a John Lennon theme, but you can choose anything inspiring you. As you can see right here in this video, of one of my customers actually already bought this one before even made it to my booth. So this piece can go really quickly. Enjoy making your own and have fun with it. So this is the final look of my duster. I think it looks super cool, and I will link in the description everything I mentioned in this video. If you didn't do already, please subscribe. I'm really new in YouTube, and that's gonna help me so much. I hope you see you in the next one. Bye.